Hello, fellow adventurers. I'm Jayk Gallagher. Thanks for joining me for the recording of Session 6 of the Elenia Toth campaign that I've been hosting in my backyard since August 2022. This session, Session 6, was recorded October 16th, 2022. Now stay with us as the recording quality, audio quality, and video quality get better as the sessions go on. And by February 2023, we're in full video and high-quality audio. But you want to follow this story, because it's a lot of fun listening to this party come together. This particular session, I was starting to feel more confident as a solo DM, and had constructed an entire brunch ball for the players to participate in, with a huge map covering the table, as well as custom mini-games for them to participate in. You're missing the very first part of this recording because I had just started to record things a little bit more seriously. We're not even using the professional microphone here yet. So the piece that you're missing is I had just done this insane Quasimodo Monty Python type character as a royal tailor, and had handed out custom outfits for the brunch ball. And that's where we pick up. So stay tuned, like and subscribe. Hallelujah, holy shit.
Given our friend special talent, go find Hans and let him in so he can maybe let the rest of us know.
Yes, and I would also say that certain members of the nobility, if what the prince told us is true, certain members of the nobility no doubt enjoy sharing hobbies and sports with the queen. And I would, I would just be, my plan would be to just observe them carefully as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so what's our real plan? What are we doing?
We're just going to keep an ear out and see if we can detect if what the prince told us about the queen's love of horseback riding is true.
You think that we're going to learn something about horseback riding during the ball?
I mean, don't all nobles ride horses?
Perhaps.
We should also probably keep an eye on the prince, right?
Yes.
Make sure he's
Well, we're his royal
Not
guard.
doing anything
That's what I'm like,
stupid.
don't we need to look like we're guarding him or whatever?
Are we his royal guard? What are we doing? What's happening?
Well, you remember that the queen said she would think about it during the meeting. So the queen, the prince referred to you as such as you left.
Well, I think it would be a boon for us to cement our status as the royal guard.
Yes.
That should be a goal for our group at this brunch.
Okay.
And then personally, I would like to have the queen intercede on my behalf with my noble house.
Don't make too many waves, please.
I wonder if I'll recognize anyone at the ball. It's been a while since I've seen these people.
Do you say anything about magic? Or
How long?
is it to yourself?
I mean, it's impressive that the tailor...
Months. Oh, sorry.
I'm
Please
sorry.
go ahead.
It's so impressive that the tailor fashioned these clothes so quickly overnight. Is there... I don't know. That seems kind of... I wonder if there were some forces that were put to use to craft these.
I would say it's the force of slavery. I think that probably there's a workshop of gnomes that are being abused by this differently abled tailor that we've just encountered, but that would just be my guess.
Well, if you're so suspicious of the queen, I'm just wondering if we should be at all suspicious of these garments.
It's perhaps true if you,
Do you want me to
my
check
handsome
it?
friend, do you sense anything malevolent?
Or maybe you could speak to the mice. Oh, I don't know that you turned into a mice.
Yeah, that's different. So, if you all want to come into my room, I can perform some rituals.
I see.
Plucky and charming halfling. One of the
Yes.
most plucky ones.
Very charming.
I see that the Parvusi eat their bread directly from the ground. An interesting custom.
Yeah. That's the... I mean, if you drop it.
Sir.
It's only if you drop it.
Not all Parvusi are halflings.
So, if we go into the room, I'll do ritual detect magic. And then after that, I'll do ritual detect poison and disease.
Cool. All the garments seem kosher. Wait. Yep.
Okay.
Looks like there's no magic, no poison.
If we want,
no
I could
disease.
simultaneously do detect poison and disease, so we don't need to take the
There we go.
extra time,
Yeah.
if you like.
That sounds good.
There's a tapping at the window, and you see your raven friend.
Bonjour! And I will go over and say hello.
That's so great. I thought that was your sick dog, so I'm...
She can't hear the cawing, I don't think.
Pass out on the couch.
Okay, good.
So the raven like taps at the window and jumps up and down. He looks like he likes your dress.
Oh, merci beaucoup.
He looks like he likes Hassom's outfit.
Do not eat the broccoli. It is not real. It won't taste very good.
Yeah, I'll try a little bit. It's fake, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just cloth. And the raven looks a little confused by Oona's ensemble. And then the raven flies away,
Okay.
just saying hello.
Looking in.
Going on with that bird.
Au revoir.
Also saying hello, Valentis dips his head into the hallway and sees you all sort of clustering around Hassom's apartment, and he says, "I'm headed down now." He's wearing something very very nice, and he's like, "I'm headed down now. Remember, let's influence these nobles so we can replace the queen. Don't forget the plan."
Do you have a suggestion on how to influence nobles and win friends?
Maybe try asking them about their interests.
Okay, I will do that.
And then Valentis disappears, heads out. What do you guys do?
Boy, I put on my new garments. How are we going down to the ball?
Let's go. Yeah.
Well, no, but I'm sorry. I was just like, are we? I don't think I'm going to be. Well, I guess we could bring a rapier and dagger. We're just bringing all those stuff.
Yeah. I
I
keep
will
it.
know.
What? I mean, just because if we're the prince's guard, and as long as we don't look like we're hostile, but
And
we're
it's
just like,
you know
we're like knights.
it's customary. It's a dueling. This is ours is a dueling culture here in Elenia
Yes.
Toth.
Okay.
So it is customary for a noble to wear at least a short sword with him at all times, as a mark of a dueling man.
So, Jayk,
All of that's true.
Yeah.
I assume, I hope I gave the right measurements so that I could wear this stuff while kind of keeping my leather armor on.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. You're good. You can have all your stuff.
Okay.
Your rapier will fit right in, my friend.
Now, everyone, remove your objects from the table as much as possible, because a large map is coming.
Well, I thought we were going to do a seance.
Oh, I'd be jealous.
We can include you. They have Zoom seances now.
They
a
do.
feature.
There was a horror movie about that.
Was there?
No, really?
Yeah, I think it's called Host, but like they filmed it as like a Zoom, and all the actors were actually separate because it was like peak COVID, so they had to do their own
Oh, wow.
like special effects and stuff. It was really interesting.
Wow.
Great. Hey, if anybody wants,
Oh, yeah.
apologies, Laura, chips.
Oh,
queso,
no.
guacamole.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go check on the
Love
beach.
your outfit.
Sounds good.
Oh, well.
Is this a product of your seafaring days?
Yeah. Totally got it.
Oh, dang. Are they getting bigger, Jake? Are they getting bigger?
Let's just go. Wow. Amazing. Oh, man. I'm starting to feel like we're in Barovia.
What's that?
Castle Ravenloft
Oh.
versus Strahd Empire. I don't know.
I did steal this from something, so maybe
Well, no, I don't know. It's just.
maybe it's exactly what you think
I
it
think it's
is.
when I saw the hedge maze.
Looks super cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's very cool. If that's what it is.
oh, that's a hedge maze.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hedge maze, all right.
Yeah,
Wow.
Wow, that's cool.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Oh, there's Percy.
Yep. He's doing his lampshade imitation.
Hi, Percy.
I mean, someone needs to.
How long does he have to have it on?
It's 2 weeks. He's not the smartest dog, so he keeps like
Bumping.
running into doors and like
Yeah.
getting it on the floor and stuff. It's
My German Shepherd did that.
yeah.
Getting altered. I didn't think it was an intelligence thing. It's just like I think if I had something.
Well,
wrong
that
with my neck, I
too.
would
He's
be
also
out.
just not but he's very pretty, so
Yeah.
we love him anyway.
Perfect. No one wants a dog that's too smart.
I don't. They
He'd be
creep
like,
me out.
He'd be like Michael as a druid, you know?
Smart dogs are a lot of work.
They are. They're like my boss has 2 pretty dumb dogs and 1 smart dog, and the smart dog is nothing but trouble.
They're like, I'm gonna escape now.
They get bored really easily, so they're
there's a
like, what
lock.
else can I get into?
Yeah, there's a lock on this thing. Yeah, I can get.
Yeah,
this
what
lock.
safe can I crack?
You get smart enough though, and you can play D&D with them. And they don't get bored. That's great. And they're all like, I want to be the Tabaxi.
Oh. Oh, they're playing Pugmire. Right? Be a doggy.
Have you actually played Blackmire?
No, I have the book, but I haven't gotten it together to run a session or anything.
So when are you gonna run a session? I hear Jayk really wants to play.
Really?
Is this a dog-oriented role-playing
Yeah,
game?
it's everybody's
Yes, it's
dogs.
D&D,
Seriously?
but the characters are
You're
dogs.
kidding.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
I have read about that.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of like.
it's really cute, and there's now expansions where you can be like a cat or a bird or
Oh, wow.
whatever. But, yeah.
Or like the neighborhood raccoon.
Right.
Coyote.
There should be one where you can be a raccoon.
I read a bit about that thing. Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, I was telling Michael that I would love to have a game to be a player in.
Yeah.
But it has to be at a time that works for the little Jakey.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Let's see. I think I got everything. I got the board set up.
Nice.
How much of it can you see, Laura?
I mean,
We'll take a little.
yeah, I can see that
video
there's
journey.
ooh, so nice. Everybody's so fancy.
Mm-hmm. A little video
Ooh.
journey.
What are the little what's the writing? Is there anything I need to know?
It's the people's names.
Okay.
I will verbally talk about what's going on.
Awesome, thank you.
Once we're doing our thing. Wow. Okay. I don't know what's happening with the food over there, but if everyone's
So that bugs won't get out.
okay. Great. What's over there, David?
Jake, you should.
Oh yeah, guacamole and
It's from Homestay. Loaded queso, vegetarian, and guacamole chips.
Okay, that sounds good. Maybe in a little bit, I'll have some fuel. What is Laura seeing right now?
I see. I thought that was an elbow, but no, maybe it's a ceiling.
I don't know what it is, but you'll see the normal thing in a sec. I just wanted to take a picture,
Okay,
or
I'm not-
maybe a
Yeah,
video.
I'm not worried about it.
Let's see if
It's all
this
good.
video works. Nope,
I'm
can't
just
record a
chilling.
video during the thing.
Do you want me to do a video?
We got a
No, just have a seat and take a picture of you.
Okay.
competition.
Did you get the note about the homework?
2 hedge maze. Uh-oh.
And voila.
Holy.
Yes, the hedge maze is for some reason not to scale. Okay, let's see. Get the video back on. The video's working. Now, what is that? Oh, what? Oh, that's from my laptop, I guess. All right, give me this. Okay, this would be a pretty good view for Laura of the party.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good. sort of leaning?
Yeah,
That
no,
might
that'll
fall
be
over.
great.
Tim, if that falls over, will you prop it up? All right, you guys. Yeah. So, I have one. I have a printout that I needed to grab. One second.
Oh, there's a jester and everything.
Yeah, Riddles. He's well known throughout the city.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling, Lord Hans?
Let's see. It's been a while. These nobles are interesting people. They'll have their own. I'll be curious to see what they think of this situation with the Queen.
Will they? Do you expect how would they react to seeing you?
I'm not sure that word is spread about my temporary status
Okay.
as not a member in good standing of the house.
Well, it's definitely spread among the members of that house.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yes, but we'll
so-
see. Yes.
Everyone can hear me okay?
Yes.
Laura? Okay, great. So, so you come down into the ball. So the castle is this whole castle that we've been describing, but then it's also on castle grounds that have a lot of different buildings on the castle grounds. And so this is taking place in a building that seems designed for exactly this. It's like a very fancy manor with a large ballroom and lots of little rooms and libraries and nooks and crannies and stuff in it. So it's like a large separate room that's on the large separate building that's on the castle grounds. It's very ornate. Think 1600s, 1700s French, European stuff. Very ornate. Lots of wood. Very beautiful. Everything looks expensive. Lots of marble. So you enter the ball, and there are nobles everywhere. As you can see, there are many miniatures there, but there are far more people than there are miniatures. It is a full ball, and you may find yourself amazed that someone could announce that there is a ball happening and that all these people would show up the very next day. But of course, these are nobles who are always involved in court and courtiers and such. And as you look around the large party, you see the queen and the prince. Throw him in there. You see the queen and the prince. You see members of the Anaranjado family, which is from Rocinante descendancy. You see a member of House Drystan. You see Aloysius Killshaw, who is basically the queen's hand from the family Killshaw. That was the family that was the lady was put down in the War of Succession, but he serves her. You've got Agatha and Imogen Stuyvesant, who are the parents of Petra, the much disappeared Petra. This is the aunt of her, and this is like her cousin, but they're in her family. You've got the Dwyers, who you know of as sort of blue-collar nouveau riche nobles that other nobles look down on. You've got the Barrun family, which is from Bourgogne descendancy. It's also the family that you turned down their request for dinner at the beginning of the game. Daniel and Alia Mussover, those are the people that you did get dinner with, that you remember that they have copper mines and that kind of crap. And then there's the Barrun, who... you remember that the Barrun people are ostensibly for the queen, and the Mussovers are publicly for the queen, privately against the queen. And let's see, who else? Now, you also have 3 attendees from various churches. 3 attendees from various temples are here. One of them is Colin Barrun from the Kybox and Herald Temple, which is the battle temple that was represented by Mustang drawings that you've seen before. There's Lucretia Fergella from the Lughlyr and Jaith temple. That's the hummingbird and coyote temple. sort of chaotic trickster people. And also present is Hortense Bancroft of the Tactilius and Gazul temple, the one that you know that you have to buy your way into. Also taking place at this ball, it is announced to you as you walk in, some butlers tell you about the various activities that are taking place at this ball. There is also a riddle competition, a dance competition, and a hedge maze. And all of these things, if participated in, may provide prizes, because the rich, noble world that you're in loves to provide trinkets and prizes. So as you walk in and you survey all of this, you realize that you're not going to have time to talk to everybody. So you probably have time for 2 conversations and 1 activity, right? Activity being the hedge maze, the riddles, or the dance competition. You probably have time for 2 conversations and 1 activity. Now, there are 2 different ways we could handle this. Each of you could each have 2 conversations and 1 activity each, or you could team up to provide advantage or help to your compatriot as they have a conversation or do an activity. But if you team up, you'll lose one of your time slots of things that you could do. So think about your goals. Obviously, Valentis has reminded you over and over again that you're trying to gain influence with all of the families, and that might be your goal. You've also discussed other goals, which are equally important. But you realize that you only have time for 2 conversations and 1 activity each. But you could sacrifice one of your time slots to team up with somebody else to provide them advantage. And I have a little printout to keep track of all of this stuff over here.
Well, I would propose the following group. We need to speak to the Mussovers about the
I would
queen.
like to talk to them.
Yes. And then I would like to ask them who else among the nobles is likely to oppose the queen. And then I'd like to participate in the riddle competition. That seems like fun.
And
I'm not much of a dancer.
as the dungeon master, I will tell you the best use of your time is to split up. You could team up, but if you all go talk to the Mussovers, you will all lose the time of talking to the Mussovers.
So which one of you, Daphne, did you have a good conversation with them, or Oona? Did you seem to connect?
I would not say it was wonderful, but I do think that what I am wearing may lay the groundwork for a better conversation
Nobody's
today.
like specifically more like nature-based people, right?
Maybe you would have more connections to the people with the temples, some of the people from the temples. The coyote and hummingbird people are probably the most nature connected. One could argue that the battle guy is more nature connected. The Stuyvesants like to hunt quail and go hunting and that sort of thing.
Alright, I'll head towards the...
So do people, have ideas about who they want to...
I'm probably going to talk to the temple people.
So if you guys are doing things one person at a time, I'm going to go around and have you each do one thing at a time and go around in a circle for each one activity. But if you decide to team up to do something together, to sacrifice one of your 3 activities in order to give advantage to your friend, you can also do that. So
I'm happy to do that as well.
Yeah. Not being the biggest talker, I would totally support somebody else's conversation.
keep in mind, Oona supporting someone's conversation is
Not much of an advantage.
is still Oona involving herself in that person's conversation.
Yes, we have,
So.
I think 3 of us are apt talkers here, and Jasper the most of all, it seems, from his performance yesterday. Although I wouldn't consider myself a slouch, and then of course Daphne. So I would suggest that.
But there's also a dance competition, a riddle competition, and a hedge
All
maze.
about the dance competition.
Yeah.
Maybe splitting up for the talking would cover the most ground. But
Yes.
then if there's a particular competition we want to, or a particular,
Party!
a particular group of nobles we really want.
I'd like to speak to Aloysius Killshot. He's the closest to the queen, and he would know the most.
Do I know, and I wouldn't necessarily, but is there, from my time in the city, is there anyone I might have a connection to, or at least familiarity with, like, from a distance? Certainly not. Running
That's
in
a-
noble circles, but I think I've been included in a few events or other. Would be my.
That's an interesting question. You may get along. You might have run into Termond Dwyer at parties.
Okay.
You might have run into him at parties. You might. Let's see. Who might go to the theater here? The Daphne probably go to the theater. So, there's a little bit more time for questions, and then I'm going to start going around and asking you
So
what your first activity is.
I would propose this for me. Jasper, if you can back up the team as you like, my guess is I would like to speak to Aloysius, I would like to speak to the Queen, and I would like to participate in the riddle contest.
And you would like me to back you up at all in one of those? We can pick one.
I
of those,
think that I'm capable on my own of these, and I
Right.
think your talents are best done in support of these two that know House Mussover, and one of them can speak, and perhaps some of the other nobles.
Sounds great. So
But
I think I would-
unless you would prefer to speak to Aloysius or the Queen as the more silver-tongued of us.
Well, it sounds like Lord Hans is feeling like bold about his choice, so we'll let him make the first choice of who he's going to talk to.
I'm going to speak to Aloysius.
Okay, and is anybody going with him, or is he doing that himself?
I'm just go off and do my own thing.
Yeah, I have other
Which is
stuff
like,
to
I'll
do.
go and Hans is like, no.
Yeah, are you asking for somebody to
Although, with your outfit, why wouldn't you come along to everyone?
Una, I need you to win the dance contest.
Totally focused.
Please, by the way, I would be honored to have you by my side for the conversation as you like.
All right, so you stride up to Aloysius Killshaw, who looks a lot like Littlefinger from Game of Thrones, and
That seems like a trustworthy sword.
Yeah, he seems so trustworthy.
Yeah.
I mean that's what he looks like.
Give good advice.
And he sees you and he says, "Oh, wonderful! A disgraced former member of House Tamawin.
Ah, yes.
Lovely.
And a member of the former royal family of the land. Well met.
He turns away from you in disdain.
Maybe I should go with you.
Too late now.
Pardon me, sir, Aloysius. I won't take but a moment of your time, but I did want to address a matter that's important to the royal court and the royal family.
Well, I suppose I can take a moment to speak with you at a party to celebrate your accomplishments, though I don't know how much you did add.
What is your opinion of the young prince and his capabilities?
The prince is a strong and wonderful young man who
Is he-
serves the realm with great power.
I believe that the prince is in desperate need of a personal guard that only answers to him. Having gone on this misadventure, almost gotten himself killed, and having observed him in action, it is my belief that he needs the services of our party to protect him.
Do you speak poorly of the prince? Roll persuasion.
Yes. Not in the least, sir. He's an adventurous lad. You'll surely agree, and that's a 5th. Wait, persuasion might be even more. 15.
Okay, the Aloysius looked like he was about to walk off to talk to the prince and queen, but he stopped when you said no. And then he looks over his shoulder at you again with disdain. You speak lowly of the prince, and yet you ask to be his constant companion.
Speaking lowly, I merely say that he is an adventuresome lad, strongly willful as befits a future king, and he seeks to roam about and understand the land and its people, and he will need compatriots to protect him and have his back. He needs people from all walks of life of this land, including myself, a nobleman. We have, as you can see, this seafaring woman with us. This cleric of ours.
You're pointing like way across this big long hall at this person, that person way over there.
As we represent a broad slice of the world, and all I would ask is it is the prince's wish that we should be his personal guard, and I would find it to be the greatest honor to fulfill that duty. Sir.
He leans into you and he says, "Let me be very candid with you. I don't like you. And I would rather you not be around."
Mm-hmm. Well, if you send the prince out the door with us, you'll get rid of me.
Roll persuasion.
That's going to be a 9.
You haven't persuaded him.
All right.
All right, that's the end of your vignette. You have lost influence with Killshaw.
I did. Whatever. I had a good comeback.
Couldn't help it. Couldn't help yourself.
Not the situation, but it was funny.
You did your best.
I burned his ass.
Okay, Daphne, it's your turn. Would you like to do a conversation or an activity?
I would like to do a conversation. I would like to go talk to House Mussover. Does anyone want to come? If not, I am fine going by myself.
Do you want somebody to come?
I want to go because I said one nice thing that helped at the dinner.
Sure. Yeah, great. Then, and I'll do. Let's go.
I remember him. And he gave me that dope orb.
Right. Oh yes, you can tell him how it saved the day.
So Oona and Daphne make their way over to House Mussover, and so Oona, that will be one of your 3 activities. And as you head over there, you see Daniel Mussover, very strong, straight back with a large, thick mustache, looking very regal. And you also see Alia Mussover, who looks like Arya Stark, 6 years older, and her dress looks like it should have been laundered better because she's got her mind on other things. And so which of the 2 of them do you choose to speak to first? They're standing like 6 feet from each other.
I think I will speak to the patriarch.
Okay. So you see me in this camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wonderful to see you. I hope you've taken care of our gifts well.
Yes, we are delighted to see you again as well, and those gifts have definitely come in handy, haven't they, Oona?
Yes, that orb saved my life and was incredibly helpful in our saving of the prince.
This is true.
Thanks.
Oh, very good. I'm glad we could help the realm and the prince, save the prince's life. And I trust the copper armor has gone to good use as well?
Well, Edmund...
I'm going to jump in and be like, do you like the dress? Our conversations really made an impression on me, and I thought, what's a better way to proudly represent the realm than in copper. And I think I have come around to your way of thinking in many ways.
The DM says, "Nice save." On stopping Oona from having to roll deception or persuasion.
Coming around to your way of thinking in many ways. I don't know. She's like somewhat tactful, but like I think maybe for the purposes of making sure he's picking up what she's putting down, it's laying it on a little bit.
Okay, well, roll persuasion.
Okay. 16.
So he looks you up and down, and he says, "I see you've gained a proper understanding of the value of copper."
Indeed, copper is very, very valuable, and I think will be instrumental in shaping the future of the realm.
Yes, I agree. Copper is very important. And
Oh.
go ahead.
I'll let him go for a minute. It's like as long as appropriate. Unless, are you just gonna like?
I was going to change the subject, but instead he talks about copper for like 2 straight minutes.
Okay, and then I'll be like, is there anyone else perhaps at this ball who also understands the value of copper and how it may help shape the future of the realm?
And he sort of looks at you like, do you mean what I think you mean?
I think.
Or are you just asking about copper?
Yeah.
He leans in and he says, "Are you asking only about copper?"
No, I am asking about everything that comes with the philosophy of copper.
He sort of touches his mustache a little bit, and then he says, "Well, if we were going to have people stand with us in supporting copper, we might talk to Imran Drystan, not necessarily because she's with copper, but because she may enjoy copper."
Minded to copper?
Yes, and the Dwyer family, they are a family that understands metal. You know, they made their money from blacksmithing. At the end of the day, a series of blacksmith workshops and such. So they understand the value of hard work, which is very important. Perhaps.
Una is just nodding, but has no idea what they're talking about. Like catching none of the
Checks out.
subjects. Just
Roll deception, Una.
Yeah.
Roll
I'm
deception.
going to teach her the word indubitably. Later.
Deception. 11?
Roll it again because you're rolling with advantage because Daphne's there.
Hell yeah.
12?
He looks at you and he kind of can tell that you're bullshitting, but he also doesn't care that much because he knows you're on his side.
I will explain the finer points of copper to my friend later.
One more thought on talking to people about copper.
Yes.
The Anaranjado family, the people originally from Rocinante, they are not necessarily against copper, let's say. But I'd be careful what you say to them. And then he thinks a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know about the church people. And then he leans in and sort of whispers to you. He whispers to you. If you were able to remove the queen, who would you want in her place?
Well, I'm still getting, my bearings here, but I am open to ideas.
And he quietly whispers to you again. You know that we are the Mussovers are related to the ruling families of many centuries past. We are rightful heirs. We didn't want to stick our necks out when so many necks were being cut, but.
Well, then the future of copper sounds bright.
Oh.
I see you are more adept at wordsmithing than I. All right. Let me see. Yes, he's cousins of King Nance.
Okay.
He's cousins with King Nance Maldonado, and Maldonado was the one who died before the queen had the War of Succession.
When it's appropriate, I want to find Hans and kind of, subtly with the same, like copper metaphor, which I know he'll understand, be like, these are the people.
All right, well, go ahead and find Hans and have that conversation.
I'm just,
Hans,
you want me to bring your miniature over here? Outside the dance hall? Ah!
Yeah, so I will, lightly take your arm and say, shall we take a turn?
Ah, yes, let's do.
Yes. I had the most illuminating conversation with the patriarch of House Mussover. We talked a lot about copper and how the future of the realm may be shaped by copper. And he also was kind enough to point us to others who may be in line with their way of thinking.
All right.
And I'll sort of go over, these guys are maybe, these guys are, whatever. These guys are kind of on the fence. Yeah, I can do it specifically if you want, but just in the interest of time.
Understood. Daphne, you've done a wonderful job. I should have sent you to talk to Killshaw, because he seems more annoyed with my proposition to be the Prince's Royal Guard than he was before.
No.
Yes. Well, despite my extending every courtesy.
Right.
But thank you. This is outstanding information. And,
Yes, we all have our different strengths. I am sure there will be other opportunities to get what we need.
Okay, so now we'll go over to Jasper. And Jasper, would you like to have a conversation or an activity?
I'll have a conversation also. And having, I guess, some familiarity with the Dwyers, I would approach them, excited to see how my newfound quasi-celebrity is taking hold among the folk in the city.
Okay, so as you head over to the Dwyers, and you see the older man and the younger man standing about 6 feet from each other. Ansel Dwyer, the father, has a sort of rough-hewn quality to him. Even though he's a noble, he feels a little blue-collar. He has a very serious energy radiating off of him. Standing about 6 feet away from him, sipping a wine, even holding it in a very foppish way, is Termond Dwyer, who is also he's very muscular, but in a way that looks on purpose, created muscles. He seems preening, foppish, and his clothing is very stylish. Which one will you talk to first?
And remind me, how have I seen them at the theater? Have I seen one of them? How do I?
You've seen Termond at parties.
Okay, so I would approach.
As a non-noble, you only get into a few parties, but you've seen him around with the noble set.
And Ansel's the father.
Ansel is the father. He's more serious, reserved, rough-hewn. Even though he's a noble, he appears blue-collar. He has a seriousness emanating off of him.
Well, I walk up to Termond, but as I do, I also try to make eye contact. A tip I have to Ansel.
Ansel gives you a gruff acknowledgement. Mm.
Okay. I approach
Termond,
who I say, "Oh, kind friend, it's good to see a familiar face here. I'm not, as you know, accustomed to such gatherings, and it's great to be able to talk to someone I know.
Well, I don't know if we know each other, but perhaps we will get to know each other. I have seen your face around. It's hard to miss a cat
Well, yes.
at a party.
I guess I do stick out a little, and you'll get to know me more, I'm sure, in the coming weeks. I don't know if you know, but there's a great competition coming up for actors such as myself or thespians, and I know you appreciate the finer.
Remind me of the party that we met at.
Oh, don't you remember? It was I think maybe 3-4 months ago, and there was a little soiree for kind of the up and coming nobility and the younger ones to kind of there was a bit of
Up and coming. Am I up and coming?
I meant the younger set, of course. To kind of.
Well, thank you. Yes,
fraternize,
I am young and strong.
Younger and handsome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, how do you?
I am very handsome.
Yes, you are. You really.
Roll persuasion.
Allow me to put my glasses on.
And that's a default.
Oh, thank you. Allow me to put my glasses
Not gonna roll high enough with that.
That was a flex,
You-
by the way. I was just gonna roll a d12.
Well, you actually got the same number.
Yes. Thanks
12.
for tuning in.
12 with the roll.
Oh, well, just enough.
Okay.
Just enough. You've met the DC. So he says, "Oh yes, I remember that party. Ooh, what a good party! Yes, there was dancing and drinking. I know he changed accents. There's dancing and drinking. It was so much fun. And the women there. Do you remember that one blonde lady? What was her name?
Phoebe, I think, was it?
Yes, Phoebe. Yes, perfect. Roll history.
Natural 20, plus whatever.
Yes, Phoebe Mussover was there. She's so beautiful. I hope I get to see her again.
Oh,
Yes.
Maybe she's here.
And you're friends with the people we were partying with, yes?
Yes. Well, they allow me to come along to some of their events. Yes.
Well, I was told this party is actually to celebrate you, so you are quite the party person.
Well, yes. It's been quite an eventful day yesterday, and it's just a great honor to be.
Tell me, what do you like to do for fun?
I'm a creature of the stage. Do you ever go to the Muse of Fire to see a performance? That's where I hang out the most.
Well, what are the performances like there?
Oh, they're fantastic. They will transport you to other realms, and the actors are so wonderful. And have you ever been to a performance?
Roll persuasion.
17, 25. Well, persuasion 23.
Well, I may have gone when I was younger, but I always prefer a party to. I always prefer being on my feet and dancing to simply sitting and watching others dance.
I understand. How do you feel like this one is holding up?
This party?
Yes.
Well, I tell you what, you look like an agile fellow. Perhaps you'd like to show me some of your dance moves in the dance competition.
Well, I would be happy to. That would be great.
If you successfully liven up this party with some dance moves, who knows what could happen? Maybe I'll invite you to my next shindig.
That would be great. I'd be happy to enter the dance competition. By the way, I have to say, I've always respected our realm's leadership. It's a little odd yesterday when we returned to the city and were before the Queen. Are you aware of any kind of difficulties or tensions that are have befallen the royal family? Have you noticed anything?
He's like a glitching robot. All of a sudden, you realize that you're in Westworld and that he's frozen.
Run, everybody! I screamed.
Roll. Fuck it. I was just trying to think of something more interesting than persuasion. Roll persuasion.
19, 25.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
Oh, 25?
25.
He's like, my friend, I try not to think of these things. These are not the type of things I trouble myself with. But I'll tell you what, if you can liven up this party with a good rug cutting, or cutting of the tiles over there as if they were a rug, we'll see. We'll see about having you out to my next party, which will be nobles only,
Oh, really?
except for you.
Wow, that would be fantastic. Okay, I might.
End of conversation. Now, Hazsom, what's happening with you?
I'm gonna go talk to the trickster people.
The riddle?
The church people?
The church people.
Oh, the church
Okay, give me 1 sec to jot down some notes about the conversation that just happened.
You can dance
Scowls
together.
at you.
You can dance. Yeah, dance together.
with your outfit and my agility.
Okay, so we're cutting to Hazsom, who's going to go talk to the high seat of.
That's you.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He's going to talk to Lucretia Frigella of the Church of Lughlyr and Jaith, and I will give you an idea of what she sounds like, and perhaps that will help me do her voice as well. This is the toaster fairy from Scrooge.
Yes.
Slap me in the face. But you
So,
kicked me in the wall.
Lughlyr and Jaith is a temple of tricksters and chaos and stuff, and the high seat is not unlike the toaster fairy from Scrooge.
Oh my god.
Laura, you can hear the clip too?
Yeah.
That's good. So I probably can't do that voice, so that's what she's going to sound like. All right, so you head over to her, and she says, "Oh, hello! It's so nice to see you. They're throwing a party just for you." And she pinches your cheek. And she leans over and pinches your cheek.
What are you interested in?
What am I interested in? I'm interested in everything, but right now I'm interested in you. You look like you haven't washed in months.
That's true.
Tell me about that. Why is that?
It's, just being with nature. You don't need a wash when you're in nature.
I think you're right. You know what's very interesting? I look all around this room and I see everyone doing politics. Politics, politics. Everyone wants something from someone. What do you think of that?
I don't know.
You don't know what you think. Oh my.
This is the first time I've been in such a place. It's overwhelming.
Oh, are you uncomfortable? Maybe I'll make you comfortable. She pinches your cheeks a little bit.
He's getting visually more and more uncomfortable.
I'm so glad you helped the prince. We're having a party just for you. Isn't it great? You're a hero. Don't you think you're a hero?
I guess. What does it mean to be a hero?
That's a very deep question. The kind of question I like to not ask myself, but rather have more champagne. And she drinks some champagne and then breaks the glass on the floor.
He also drinks a bit and breaks the glass right next to her, thinking that that's what you're supposed to do.
And she laughs and goes like this with her hands, and she's like, "Oh, a kindred spirit."
Yeah.
Roll. Which one is it? Deception or persuasion? What does Hazsom think about all of this?
He's just trying to play along. He doesn't really know what's happening.
I can't decide. We'll go with persuasion. I think that he's not actively trying to deceive.
Actually, with a -3, he has a 12.
Okay. I love it. I love it. Well, I feel that we're the same. Tell me this. Let's say the queen was walking down the stairs and she tripped on her dress and fell, but then caught herself at the last moment and wasn't injured. What would you think of that?
Pretty funny, right?
Oh, really? And she just shakes you like this. Well, you might. She's all the way across the room.
Did that happen?
Did it happen? No, not yet. Anything could happen, though. Well, I've decided that I like you. And she just pats you on the back really hard, and then she turns away from you and starts drinking.
Was it successful?
I'm gonna just take a quick note.
What was her?
Lucretia Frigella. Oh,
More fun than I have at most
Before you leave, Lucretia also tells you that since you're kindred spirits, and she likes you a lot, you're invited to come check out the temple of Lughlyr and Jaith. Just send her a message and let her know, and she'll give you a tour.
Thank you very much. That's very kind.
All right, so everybody has had their first round. I think we'll start the second round with Oona, since she only nodded her head during the first round. So Oona, will you do an activity or will you do a conversation?
Well, Oona is eagle-eyeing the dance competition, because that's one thing that she does love to do and did a lot of on the boat.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if she knows or heard them wanting the other guy into the...
Nope, she didn't hear it.
Yeah, so she's she wants to go do the dance competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go and you step up to the that's the wrong kind of music. You go
a shanty.
You go and you step up to the dance competition, and there's people standing around a dance floor. There's people with musical instruments, and people are dancing. People are consistently dancing. But if you choose, you can have everybody stop and watch you dance. And if you do a great job, you might get a prize, or you might influence the people that are watching you. So here is how our dance party mini game will work. You will be asked to pass 3 checks. You will use acrobatics, athletics, and performance. You can only use one of each one once. So you have to decide which one that you're going to use when. There are 3 checks, and you can use acrobatics, athletics, or performance, but you don't know which one to use when. However, you can try rolling insight to try to get an idea of what would be the best one to roll. Now tell me, what are your pluses on those 3 things?
Acrobatics and athletics. I have proficiency in both. Acrobatics is +3, athletics is +5, and performance is +1.
Okay. All right. So you indicate that you want to do the dance competition, and a hush grows over the crowd, and then people start to clap their hands like this. Everyone's clapping, and you step out into the center of the dance floor, and you've got your hands behind your back, and you're doing this kicking thing.
Yeah.
And then you must make your first check. Would you like to try to roll insight to see which check you should use, or the DM would recommend you use?
We'll see. Yes, insight, please, for what it's worth. Oh, yay! My insight is going to be 19.
Okay. The DM recommends acrobatics.
All right. So roll. Yeah. 18.
Okay, so you pass that check. Would you like to describe how that looks?
Yes. Yeah. So Oona's getting into the clapping, and she's doing something that kind of looks like a little bit like river dance. She's got her legs are starting to go, and then she's gaining height, and it's making her dress start ballooning. And she just does a full on jump up, double spin, and somersault, and land to make her dress
You do that, and everybody starts applauding. The whole room is applauding at your amazing dance move. And then you get up and you start doing the next section of the dance, which is all hand movements, and you're doing sort of snaky hand movements and walk like an Egyptian hand movements, and then you're going to do another check. You can roll insight to find out which one you should do.
Yeah, I'll take it. She's here to win. That is a natural 20.
Okay, well, you should definitely do a performance on this one.
Oh, boy.
Roll a performance check.
Another strong Oh God, it's a 3.
A 3 total? So you get up with your dress billowing and you start doing the hands and stuff, and the people are clapping and you're doing the thing with the hands, and you start to realize that your arms are not in time with the music, and then you start to realize you're trying to catch back on the rhythm, but you can't quite get it, and just at that moment you trip and you fall flat on your face. And there's a peas and carrots all around you. Peas of carrots, and oh god, and no one is super stoked. So it's embarrassing,
Yeah,
and that affects certain things.
I'm sure it does.
But
Quietly encouraging. Keep going. You'll do great. Fight through.
well, that's the end of the dance competition. You didn't pass that check. You fell on your face, and it was embarrassing, and it affected the world. But you did your best, and that's what matters. You know, just like when you tried to light that cigar at Daniel Mussover's house.
Try.
Okay, now we'll go back to Lord Hans.
So I'm still dancing with Daphne, right?
Sure, you were talking to her.
Daphne, I had wanted to speak to the Queen and see if I could A, persuade her to let us be the Prince's Guard, and B, just see if I could sense anything from her. But what do you think? Should I do that, or should I instead take the time to talk to Imran Drystan?
I think, based on what we clocked last night, she's not going to be receptive to us regardless, and anything positive she might tell you or put upon is not going to be real. I think you will be better suited talking to others because she's a lost cause.
I think you're right. I will speak to Imran Drystan.
Very good. Give me 2 minutes.
Imran,
Actually,
Yes.
does anybody have to pee or anything like that?
I would love to.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a 5-minute break.
Woo,
I have to put on some pajamas because my legs are cold.
Oh,
Oh, this something right away and go, ha ha!
Right. Aristocrats.
So, shall we get back to our ball?
Ah, yes.
Oona face planted. Lord Hans asked for advice and was advised to go talk to Lord Drystan. Lord Hans, or Imran Drystan. Lord Hans, what will you do?
Daphne, if you'd care to join me in speaking to Lord Drystan, please feel free. Otherwise, I'll go myself.
Okay, here's my question that will decide that answer. Do I know Hortense?
Do you know her? When we were creating your character, you talked about how you sort of
Practice in private.
do all your stuff privately, so you haven't met her yet.
So then, yes, I would be happy to come with you.
Excellent. I think she's actually better at this stuff than me. I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
I will save you if you fall flat on your ass.
All right.
All right, so you guys go together to talk to Drystan.
Yes. Lord Drystan, I presume.
So it's a woman named Imran.
Already, foot in mouth.
As you walk up, you see sort of a quiet, timid-looking woman who's sipping on her beverage quietly. She's dressed very nicely, but there's something a little shy about her. And hello! I see that this is a party for you, isn't it?
Lord Drystan, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Lord Hans Chumley of House Tamerwin.
Oh, are you of House Tamerwin?
Well, it's a little complicated these days, but that's the house of my birth, and of course this is my companion, Daphne of
Yes, I'm just Daphne.
Just Daphne.
Yes.
Oh yes,
Very, very nice.
House Just Daphne. Very, very good. Well, very, very nice to meet you both, and thank you for saving our prince.
Our party has had quite an adventure with the prince, but it was interesting to speak with the queen last night, I must say.
Why is that?
Oh, she seemed. I've not spent a great deal of time at court, so I was hoping I could find somebody that could tell me a little bit more about the queen's relationship with the prince. It seemed, without disrespecting the royal house at all, it seemed strangely distant.
As a commoner, I preface that as well, that mothers' relationships with their sons are always complicated. So it's just another family, but
Well,
no disrespect.
I don't know much about the relationship between the queen and the prince. I've seen them out and about. They look like royal mother and son to me.
And it would be like, unless you have to say.
What's that?
Oh, I was gonna say something, but unless you are, but
No, please, go ahead.
I would say, and what's her name again?
Imran.
Imran. It has been my who are more quiet tend to listen very well and know much about the world, so surely there is something.
All I can say is a little bit about the history of my family. Maybe it'll help you. Roll persuasion.
Me? Okay.
With advantage.
Yes! Okay. On the second one, a natural 20.
Nice.
Wait, where's the... There it is. So it's a 23 total.
Nice.
Oh.
Just between us girls and Hans.
Well, I haven't seen much tension between the queen and her son, but I will just tell you about our family. You see, we were very close with the queen's rival, who was beheaded at the beginning of the War of Succession.
Oh yes, unpleasant business that.
Yes, and we worried sometimes that we might be executed too, me and my family. At least we did in the first year. So
what makes you think you're in danger? Surely the queen is level-headed.
Well, only 6 years ago she beheaded our friends, but she is a good queen Aoife. Everyone knows it and everyone says
Could
it.
you insight? I feel like when she's like, yeah, she's awesome. Is that like blink help me?
Sure, roll insight.
Yeah. Do I get advantage on that or not?
No.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, but I'm proficient, so let's see. Okay. That is a 16. Like plus 6.
You can tell that part she doesn't quite mean what she's saying.
Yes, well. Save the queen.
She changes the subject a little bit. Do you like to play croquet?
Do I like to play croquet?
Yes. I can tell that we have similar minds. I just wonder if perhaps you like to play croquet, because you see, when I play croquet, I really I start to think in a certain way right as I swing the mallet, and I just love it. Have you played?
Yes. I rather enjoy a good wicket or two.
Is that deception or persuasion?
That's persuasion. I've played croquet.
I don't know. You're Lord Hans, not me.
Fancy.
That's going to be 12.
Did you roll it twice?
No, I did not. Here we go. That's going to be
Meow,
22.
So,
Advantage is working for you both very well.
Yeah.
oh, very good. Tell me about your most exciting moment while playing croquet.
Well, as you know, we live in tumultuous times, and these games can get quite contentious. And it's very important to have allies on your side in all endeavors to protect your own safety on the croquet court. But yes, one time
Croquet is not played on a court.
yeah, it's played in a grass, whatever it's called, on a lawn.
Lawn.
Yes. One time,
-3. You're down from a 23 to a 20 now.
One time I scored a perfect 15 on a Quimbly Waxit. I don't know what the fuck croquet is. I as a player don't know what croquet is. I'll regale her with a time that I almost lost at croquet but managed to pull it from behind with the help of some good advice from some friends from an unexpected place. It's so important to have good friends and alliances.
Oh, lovely! I love croquet. I love croquet. And so she sort of leans forward and whispers at you, "How do you feel about the queen?"
I've only just met her, but it seems, from whispers in the halls of House Tamerlane, it seems that we do in fact live in tumultuous times, and she may not have the support of all the nobility. And of course, a society cannot function if its leaders, its nobles, are constantly in fear of losing their heads.
I agree.
And I think it would behoove some of us, perhaps if I could, walk the halls of House Tamerlane again. What I might hope to persuade them to do is to join with some of the other noble houses and just form. Like when croquet balls are clustered close together in a position of strength, it is harder to damage any single ball, and perhaps a certain amount of croquet players could form a team against a certain insidious and unstable opposing player.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Yeah.
And a 9 and a 6. I think that was a 9, yeah. So that's going to be a 14.
Oh, okay.
I see what you are saying. The question is, if the queen was no longer queen, who would you support to be the queen? Or the king?
She's like, or queen.
Without, with only a brief experience with him, the prince seems to have a much more sympathetic view to several of the noble houses and might serve as a good figurehead to maintain stability while the best transition was figured out.
Making a note.
And what about you, my good lady? Whom would you support?
I don't know, but I support the gathering of croquet balls that you have described to some extent.
My favorite part of croquet is when you hit the ball and touch another ball, and then you can whack it off the court.
Oh my! She kind of like laughs a little bit with almost excitement. Yes, okay. Conversation over. I guess she says she tells you that it sounds like the plan needs more specifics, and she'd like to hear more at a later date. But she seems to be.
Maybe we can all play together sometime.
Yes.
You can teach me.
Soon again on the lawn, my lady. Croquet lawn.
Not the court.
-10.
All of the influence is gone. All of the influence you just gained disappeared. All right.
Croquet rebellion.
Let's go over to Hazsom. What will your next thing be? A conversation or a activity?
To the hedge maze.
Ah, very good. Very good.
Thank you.
To the hedge maze you go. Let's see
Take this
here.
construct an actual one-to-one.
yeah, right there. There you go.
Your way through.
Yes.
Do it.
Hazsom has had enough with too many people.
So, yes, you walk out of the noisy party to the hedge maze, although you can still quietly hear the little bits of music and talking from inside. And it is a massive, large hedge maze with a couple people in front of it who are the types who share the instructions on this wonderful party game. So this is a way for you to win prizes and, who knows, perhaps influence as well. Here's the deal with the hedge maze. Here's how our hedge maze minigame will work. This is an intricate maze that has prize ribbons tied to the leaves and branches of the hedge all the way to the center of the maze. In the center of the maze are the prize ribbons that are worth the most. If you can make it to the center of the maze and get one of those fantabulous prize ribbons and then make it back out within 60 tolls of a gong, bong, bong.
Is that 60 seconds?
If you can make it into the middle of the maze, get the great prize ribbon, and make it all out, you'll get the best prize there is. But if you lose your way or you don't do as well, you may have to only get a ribbon from halfway in or only the edges, and then the prize will not be as wondrous. So, are you ready to begin?
Do we have to do this individually, or can we go at the same time?
You could go with him, and someone could go with him, and you could do it together with advantage.
If you don't mind, Michael, if you don't mind, I was thinking that would be the game I was going to do anyway.
Okay,
but
cool.
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Sounds good.
So do you two want to do it together?
Yes, please.
What I also want to ask, what are the actual rules?
Well,
Are we just heading into the maze and we're just trying to get to the middle, grab the thing in the middle and get back?
Yep.
Are we at all visible from outside?
How tall are the hedges?
They're like 10, 12 feet tall.
Okay.
Are there any flying creatures around?
No. So there's the fake that you're going to be surveilled. You can't game the system in any way.
Okay.
There's people who are banging on gongs. There's people who are banging on gongs and timing things, and you, as a person, not an animal, must. Only humans are allowed to participate.
I mean, an ape's pretty close, right?
Genetically.
So again, you're going to be timed with some banging gongs, and the idea is to get to the center of the hedge maze and back out. And the way that the actual rules, the dungeon master rules, are simply that you will be passing some checks. So, are you ready to begin the maze together?
Sure.
Let's go.
All right. So you hear the rules of the maze from the people at the entrance, and you start your way in. You're looking around, and everything looks pretty much the same, just lots and lots of rows of hedges and such. And you start heading your way in, and you get the idea that if the idea is to get to the center of the maze and out, then that's probably the most trodden path. And that if you take a good close look at the ground, you might be able to discern what the correct path is deeper into the maze.
Mm-hmm.
So since you're doing this together, we'll alternate who's doing the check with advantage. And give me a moment.
I think both of our survival modifiers should be pretty good, so.
Yep, please hold.
Yep.
This first one, neither of you have it.
Ooh, okay.
So you're taking a close look at the ground to make sure that you find the footprints and such. Which one of you has the higher intelligence?
Probably
My intelligence is 10.
Oh, we're the same.
All right. Okay, Hazsom, do an investigation check on these on the footpath.
Straight roll.
Yeah, 19.
Okay, so you successfully discern what is a path well trodden, and you make your way deeper into the maze, feeling smart as you cut your way between bushes and You hear behind you the banging of the gong, and you see some guy wearing a wig, like following you around, making sure that you don't turn into an animal. And you realize that if you take a close look at the fauna, if you take a close look at the leaves and such, that you might be able to tell by the way that the twigs have broken and the leaves have bent, which way might be the best path. So Hazsom, make a nature check with advantage.
Sweet. 21. No, this one's cocked, but I'm thinking that's good enough.
Wonderful. So you notice, based on the way that the leaves and the branches are bent, that that there is a path that you can discern, and you head deep into the maze to the center. You've made it to the center of the maze, and you grab a thick magenta pink ribbon, clearly one of the best prize ribbons to be had. And you make your way out. All you have to do is make it out of this maze with that ribbon to get a pretty good prize. You realize, yes. Let me give this for her as well, so she can see that
cool.
they're in the maze. Yes.
Look at that.
There's someone in a plague mask that's in the maze. With a little man
goes
in
really nicely with my dress.
a bear costume. Here, wait, I'm going to take a picture of that too, because, I like pictures. So you pick up the magenta thing, and you start heading out. As you're heading out, you... hang on, get the camera back for her.
Thank you.
As you're heading out, you realize that to some extent you have lost your way. You're having trouble figuring out where you went versus where others have gone.
We live here now.
And you have to make it out of the maze in time. I'm sure you'd make it out sooner or later, but you hear the gong banging and you're over halfway there, and you have to make it out with this prize thing. So Daphne uses her animal husbandry experience and skills with the natural kingdom to try to detect if maybe there's a trace from an animal that might indicate how they came in, and with her comfort with sticks and stones, maybe there's something that indicates which way these two people coming in. So Daphne, roll survival with advantage.
Oh yeah! All right. Okay, the first one's a 17. Oh, and the second one is also 17. So.
Fantastic. You are able to discern the path that you came in, and you make it to the outer ring of the maze. You hear the last few bangs of the gong, coming up on 55 out of 60 bangs of the gong, as you run around the edge of the maze, running around this sort of edge hedge, looking for the exit. You realize in these last few seconds that you simply have to use your keen vision to pick out the doorway of the maze. So, Daphne, roll perception with advantage, please.
All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank God we have advantage. Also a 17.
Wow, that was just enough. That last check was going to be a really hard one, but you passed it.
Nice.
You notice the part, based on the way the light is falling, that this one little part of the hedge is the right way to get out, and you both roll out of the hedge maze at the last moment, just as the last gong is struck. And oddly enough, a group of people are now waiting for you, and they're clapping.
There's a group of people. Whoa. Oh, okay.
Word had spread that some of the heroes who had protected the prince were doing the maze, and they could tell based on what the guy in the wig that was following you around was shouting out that you were doing well. And this fellow in a little short coat and wig holds up both your hands as if you're champions, and a bigger crowd starts to come forward because they've been banging on the gong nice and loud now. People are coming over. They won the maze! Ah! And the prince and the queen come out. Well, the queen sort of stays by the door, but the prince comes all the way up to you and looks out at the crowd and says, "No one has finished this maze within 60 bangs of the gong for 2 years now. This is incredible. What a party accomplishment." And everyone's like, "Huzzah! Huzzah! Hurrah! Huzzah!" And so now we must find out what your prize is.
Ooh.
Could be something interesting. Mm-hmm. Good job, you two. Okay,
Virtual high five.
Daphne, roll a d6.
Okay. 2.
Okay. Hazsom, roll a d20.
1.
Okay.
Technically, halfling reroll.
Glad you saved it for this.
I mean, you can do the halfling reroll. You're lucky.
If it matters. 5.
Nope. I think you guys are probably gonna get something cool.
Oh. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
Let's see. Oh, great. This is the moment that this thing chooses to conk out. That's good.
It's always like that. It's like, I need this to work right now. And it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. No, I've already practiced with this thing several times, so that's hilarious. Give me a sec. Oh, I wanted to do this one. Huh. Let's try this. What?
You could just
Tell you later.
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
DVD and we can
Give me
come
a
back to it
sec.
Later, yeah. Okay.
Could be same day delivery, but it hasn't arrived yet.
Right.
Track it.
Yeah, the prizes at the end of the day.
Yeah. So otherwise you have to carry it around.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay, do you have a D100 over there, Laura, or should I have Michael?
I do.
Oh, okay. Laura, roll a D100 and tell me what you get.
You got it. 61.
Okay. Okay. One more sec, guys. Yeah, it's weird that it's not working. All right, so I'm not going to give you that because that is boring. I'm going to give you something exciting.
Okay.
All right, so somebody brings you out something cool, and actually, yeah, okay. So the prince is like, "Bring the tiara," and the servants go into the back and come out with this velvet pillow that has on it a tiara. It's translucent and very shiny, and it has loops to it that stick out above the wearer's head if one were to put it on. It's very fine and made of slender material, and it's shiny. And the prince holds it out to you two on the pillow.
Daphne really wants to take it, but
Go for it.
but decorum. So she'll take it and be like, I think you will look really, really good in this. You should wear it for the rest of the party.
All right.
So Hazsom takes the tiara and puts it on.
I guess so.
All right.
That's what she said. Hazsom was gonna take
It
the pillow,
looks
but
really, really good.
Great. Let me just make a note. Okay, so you guys won the maze. You got the tiara as a gift. Hazsom is now wearing this like shiny, glimmery, slender, loopy tiara on top of his like broccoli looking robe.
Yes.
And let's see what else is going on. Jasper, am I right that Jasper's only done one thing so far?
Yeah.
All right, Jasper, what are you going to do?
I'm going to enter the dance competition.
Oh, all right. You enter the dance competition. You go up to the dance floor. People start clapping. You go out to the middle of the floor. You start kicking your legs, kicking and kicking.
Going 4 feet at times and back up on 2. I spring back up.
People are like, amazed. And let's see. Do you want insight as to what check you should do first? Oh, tell me your 3 scores on those things.
Okay. Acrobatics
Mhm.
plus 6. Athletics plus 0. And performance plus 8.
Such a bard. All right. Okay, roll insight.
Sight. 13 with the modifier.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just shit babe.
Okay, for your first one, you should do something that you're good at.
Hey, well, I'm going to go for performance.
All right. And do a performance check.
27.
Okay. Describe something amazing, because you nail it.
Okay, and the room, are there any columns or anything?
Yeah, there's a couple columns. Fluted.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I don't know. I do some sort of kind of great dance to the music. Feet, 2 feet, 4 feet. Every now and then I just scramble up a column and do a flip off it. And then kind of go to each column and do that.
Yes, and the audience is like, oh my goodness, oh, it's a cat person, and they're clapping and stuff, and you sort of nail a landing, and they're all like, huzzah! And then they go to the next round of the dance competition, which is you're doing all this stuff with your arms, and you're weaving and walking like an Egyptianing and stuff.
Got the orc woman.
Do you wish to insight what might be the best move here?
Yes, sir, absolutely. 14.
You feel like you should do something that you're good at.
Okay, acrobatics.
All right.
16.
Okay, that's good. You're doing the hand thing, and you start doing this, and people seem to be sort of like hypnotized by what you're doing, and they're clapping. Some people like lose the rhythm of their clap because they're just amazed at the cat motions that you're doing.
Between the Egyptian and the cat thing.
Yeah, you get your tail involved, and your tail is going with your hands. All 3 things are going. People are just amazed.
Jasper is loving this. This is what he lives for.
And then you do a couple cartwheels and like land on your hands with your feet in the air, and everybody's like, and you clearly have nailed the second of the three parts of this part of the competition. And now you go into the final stage.
Athletics. 12.
So describe your amazing dance.
At this point, I'm doing kind of like some sort of dance thing where I'm more on my forelegs, or as you call them, arms, with the back legs kind of flipped up, and I'm, I don't know, scuttling around the floor to the rhythm and doing little hops.
Wow, and it almost looks like breakdancing, which none of these people have ever seen. And they're like, oh my God, and you start spinning on your tail, just like a tigger, holding yourself up on the tail and spinning around in circles, and then you land in sort of a breakdance pose like this, and everyone is just absolutely astonished and jaw dropped. So
that their descendants will love this.
Yes, you've made it through all three stages of that. So the final portion of the dance off is you must compete against one of the other nobles. So choose your competitor. You must challenge one of the other nobles to.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm next to an old lady over here, so I'm just gonna go.
He's trying to indicate that you should dance battle Drystan.
An old lady? I always want to make friends with these people.
Up to you. I just.
Well, she's only like 40 to 50, but.
Does she look interested? Has she been engaged in watching this?
She really likes croquet.
Very shy.
But-
yeah, it would be bad. She wouldn't like
Might
it.
not be good.
Yeah.
But the idea is to choose somebody perhaps that you would defeat.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right,
saying.
but also I don't want to alienate somebody by putting them on the spot.
Okay,
That's my thought.
that's very kind and thoughtful of you.
You gotta challenge the queen.
Or the prince.
He'll lose.
Could I invite? Well, would that be disrespectful? I invite the prince to join me on the dance floor.
Okay, the prince,
Beat the prince in his own house.
Oh yeah, maybe that would.
the prince, a hale and hearty young man who enjoys running through the forest and hunting.
The dance captain.
The prince is a very healthy and lithe young man. He's 16 years old. He steps down onto the dance floor and he says, "I hear that one of my loyal subjects wishes to dance with me." Sir, shall we engage?
Your Grace, it would be an honor. Yes, let's.
Okay. And the crowd starts clapping again. Some people look a little uncomfortable, but they're clapping again. And you and the prince both start doing like matching dance moves it's very strange. Like, did someone choreograph this earlier? Like, how do all these people know that to do the same dance? But you start doing the same dance moves, and you link hands and start to spin. And at the last moment, do a check, one of those three of your choice.
That'll be performance. With the modifier, it's 13.
You're spinning, hands clasped, and the prince's hand slips out of yours, and the prince goes flying across the room and knocks into the column. And he sort of trips and falls over, and he immediately gets up and dusts himself off and has all of his sort of noble air about him, and but.
Your Grace, I'm so sorry. I was so clumsy. Allow me to apologize for my getting in the way of your wonderful performance.
And the prince says, this bard Jasper is an amazing example of performance and dance. Round of applause for Jasper. Let's go see him at the Muse of Fire Theater. Yes, Jasper. But you lost the dance competition. You did not succeed on all four checks, but you did very well, and you gained some influence with a couple people who were moved by what you were doing. The Drystan woman seems impressed. The Stuyvesants and the Anaranjados are somewhat impressed. Yes, those are Petra's family, and Agatha Stuyvesant sits on the Queen's Council. Some of you know. All right, so you did that. Oona, I think you have a third activity left, or a conversation, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oona is torn between stumbling over to talk to the Kybox guy about horses.
That's that one, right?
Yeah.
I'll go with you if you go with that one.
Or talking to the Rocinante people.
Well, you choose.
She's going horseman. She's gonna.
You choose Rocinante.
Oh, I do.
Oh no! I just asked the dice.
Oh, okay.
But if you made your decision before I rolled, so you're good.
All right, yeah. She's gonna go talk to this guy.
The head of the high seat of the Temple of Battle guy, and Hazsom, you're coming with her.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So two people with no charisma teaming up
Well,
to
Yep.
to charismify.
luckily, she's several cocktails in, planning to be totally straightforward.
Let's see.
I don't know.
Okay, so you walk up to Colin Barrun, and he's wearing a robe, but he may as well be wearing a military uniform. You two, since your two characters, you don't know much about this guy, but he looks like I just said, and he looks. He kind of looks like a little bit older Josh Brolin type, and very fit and whatever. And he talks in a Scottish accent. Hello. Oh, that's not a Scottish accent, but that's okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Lad. Good to see you too. I hear that. I don't want to do it. Good to see you too. They're throwing a party for you, and that's a wonderful thing.
Thank you. What are your interests?
Well, I'm the high seat of the Temple of Kybox and Harrell, so my interests involve battle, order, pushing the crown forward, pushing our country's interests forward. Those are my interests. In my spare time, I like to
Crochet.
I like to practice sports of various types.
When we were looking for the prince, I saw in his room that he had a lot of drawings of horses, and they said that had something to do with Kybox. Did he hang out at the temple a lot?
I think the boy likes battle.
Oh,
The boy likes battle. And so do I.
I mean, who doesn't?
Yes, I think Prince Finn likes battle. And that might be why he was drawing Mustangs. The symbol of our church, the Church of Battle.
What do you think will best help the order and battle of this area?
It's an interesting question. I'm not even sure if I understand what you're asking me.
You said you wanted to increase and improve the order through battle. How will you go about doing that?
Well, if there's disorder, we will crush it. If there is something wrong in our kingdom, we will stand to keep things properly aligned.
Have you heard of anything wrong?
Within our kingdom, no. I've heard that Lady Peel Kilshaw has an army somewhere in Parvus. It is our job, of course, to keep the fools in Liebenstag in line, so they don't invade Parvus. Roll deception?
No, I hate it. I hate it.
Roll persuasion?
That was legit.
Yeah. My character hates Liebenstag. Do I have advantage or no?
Yeah, you two are together.
Let's see if it's... Oh, natural 20. So that is a 17.
Yes, Liebenstag!
Yeah, fuck that.
Terrible people! Causing disorder left and right.
It's true.
They invaded Parvuz and killed all those innocent people. Why, that cat person over there that's friends with you, he might be dead if we didn't stop Liebenstock.
Yes, we need to put them in their place.
Why, you're a halfling. Are you from Parvuz?
I am from Parvuz,
Oh, what part?
the east.
I see. Where the mines are.
Yes, that is where my family's from.
Are you involved in the mines in some way?
I was. No, I'm not.
How do you feel about order?
I think order is important. The natural order of things is exactly what it should be.
The natural order is how order should be? So if there were a hurricane now and this building blew away, that would be in line with your version of order?
No, that's not a natural order of things.
Roll persuasion.
Let's see, -3, 12.
That's good. That's good. It's good enough for me. Everything you've been saying so far shows that you like order, and here you are telling me that a hurricane knocking down this building is not order, so that's good.
It's true, he does like order.
And I worked on a boat. That's all about order.
Tell me more.
Well, on a boat, there's a captain, and everybody has to follow what the captain says. And even in a sequence, say if there's a hurricane at sea, and the hurricane comes, everybody has a job, and if somebody doesn't do their job, then everybody's gonna die, because you have to do things in order. Because if the front sail doesn't go up before the back sail goes up, then everything's just gonna be, everybody's gonna get thrown into the ocean. So everybody has to do their job.
Okay, roll persuasion with advantage.
Yeah, it's gonna be 19.
Really good.
Oh, very good. Yes, some of the most wonderful soldiers I've worked with have come from sailing vessels. Yes, that's the proper order of life, is a person to tell you what to do and a person for you to tell what to do, and together we get things done. That's what we say at the Temple of Kybox and Herald. You know, we have the largest private army in our half of the continent.
Well, that's
We might be able to use your help if you're interested.
I certainly could be. I like to fight.
Well, send me a message if you decide that you're interested.
Go right.
Maybe you can join our army.
Yeah.
Help put down those that try to upset the order of things. Stealing money from the rich and all.
You mean we steal money from the rich? No. Never mind. I've had quite cocktails tonight. I don't know if you saw me earlier in the dance competition, but that didn't go so well.
You've had too many cocktails.
Yeah.
Oh, well. That's a bit disorderly, I would say.
Yeah, but I have really excellent metabolism. I'll be fine in
Sure.
2 minutes.
Well, I love people that work on sailing vessels. Well done. Well met. Well met. Okay, so, Lord Hans, you have a token left?
Yes, I would like to enter the riddle contest.
Oh, very good.
Jasper, up to you. I see that you have a silver tongue. If you'd care to join me, I would appreciate it. If you would prefer to have another conversation with one of these noble houses, that certainly seems valuable as well. I'll leave it up to you.
I thought you wouldn't. I thought you'd never ask. I too was interested in partaking in the riddles, and I think. Well, I may do well, Lord Hans. I think you will do excellent at this sort of thing. In fact, I think you'll be quite inspired at this.
Well, thank
this
you for
endeavor.
saying so.
Yeah. I'd like to give Mr. Lord Hans a little inspiration on this. I guess with advantage is probably like overkill, but who knows?
Or are you joining me? Are you joining me for it?
This will be a good thing for you to help out with.
Okay, I'll do that.
Because it's going to use your brain, the player's brain. So it'll be good to have two brains involved. Yes. So, where is... Give me a sec. Okay, there we go. All right. So, as you can see from the miniature there is a jester standing up on the stairs above Aloysius Killshaw's position. And the jester, for some reason, he has a southern accent. Let's just do that. Just to do a different accent for once. The jester is like, "Well, howdy, y'all. I'm glad." I don't want to do that either. The jester is like, I hear you wish to participate in the riddle competition. Wonderful. And the jester like cartwheels down the stairs and lands at the bottom, and then says, "Silence, silence!" And the musicians all stop playing. "Silence! People wish to participate in the royal riddle competition." And there's like, hub, 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 hub. And the queen, you can see the queen like peeking from her like separate little room, like peeking around the corner there. And the prince comes out to watch. And these two fine individuals are going to participate in the riddle competition. I will ask you a riddle, and I will time you by banging on this gong steadily. And if you don't answer within the time, you will lose. Now, are you ready for the first riddle?
Yes.
Please proceed.
Question. The rest of us are not allowed.
Only these two.
Okay.
That's right. Your extremely keen mind is not allowed to participate. All right. The first riddle is this. What is full of holes, but still holds water? Laura clearly knows this already. Yep.
She's Googling it.
Yep. The person's banging on the gong. You're running out of time. And
A sponge.
Yes! A sponge! A sponge!
Well played.
How did you pull that out at the last moment?
It was like a real Bilbo Baggins thing.
I was like,
Did you guys know it?
yeah.
You both of you?
It's time for the next riddle, which only these two may answer. Okay, next up, a similar type of question. What gets wet while drying?
A towel.
Oh! Didn't require much time for that one. Now, a truly difficult riddle for the two of you. Are you ready? What can you hold in your left hand, but not in your right?
Your right hand.
Nice.
The jester sort of checks
I agree.
this answer. It's like, it wasn't the answer we're looking for, but I suppose it will do, although I am holding my right hand right now. I think we'll just disqualify that answer altogether.
What was the real answer?
Your right elbow.
That's a close enough. Come on.
That's good.
It's clearly the spirit which the riddle was intended.
Fine, we'll count it. The jester does an elaborate joke and dance, and then says, "Fine, we'll count it." All right, more riddles for these sharp-minded
You've got to
individuals.
hand that one to us.
Oh my! Don't make me give you my elbow.
We wouldn't want to be left behind. We have the right to the answer.
Wow! Extra point for this man. Inspiration if you don't have it.
Yeah.
Extra point for the game.
Yes.
Okay, next riddle for you. What is cut on a table but is never eaten? Laura knows it again. He's banging on the gong. Time is ticking. What is cut on a table but never eaten? He's banging on the gong, and you're almost out of time. And time.
To the chase? I don't know. Inspiration point?
What you can do is you get one chance to stay on this path. You can roll intelligence with advantage. Wait. Roll. What's the skill? Roll history with advantage.
Can you use my? I was trying to get bardic inspiration at the start of this, but would that be two doubling up to that?
Let's just do it with inspiration, with advantage, and see what happens. Roll history with advantage.
23.
Okay, so you get a free answer on this one, but it's the only one. The answer is a deck of cards. Cut on a table, but never eaten. So that's 4 questions,
A
right?
deck of cards.
Give a lifeline to the audience.
Yes, very good. Everyone's very impressed. None of them were able to think of it either. Now, here is a different kind of riddle. There are many rooms in a house. What type of room would a ghost tend to avoid? Yes! A living room! Well done. So that's 5 correct answers right now. It's pretty good.
Surely this riddle contest must be drawing to
Nope.
20 riddles.
yeah. The contest is how many can you get out of 120 riddles?
Surely 5 out of 10 is a passing grade.
Okay, gentlemen, your next word, your next riddle. What word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it?
Short.
Huzzah! So that's 6 riddles you guys have gotten correct. At this point, everyone in the building is so impressed that you gain influence with every single person in the building.
Excellent work, Michael.
Just a little, but the riddle competition continues. How much influence can you gain with your mental capacities?
I'm starting to sweat.
Is there no food at this banquet?
Hans,
Banquet ball.
Hans is going to start to get flop sweat knowing he's going to miss one.
Okay, our 7th riddle. What word is pronounced the same if you take away 4 of its 5 letters?
I know he's going to bang the gong.
Oh, he's banging on that gong. And 3, 2, 1, 0. And the answer is
Q.
yes.
Very good.
Q. You take away the and you are left with a Q. Very good.
Excellent. Oh, thank God for this cat man we found.
Yes. Very good. You're at 7 correct answers. Next, what is so fragile that saying its name breaks it?
Silence.
Amazing. So that was
Glad I got one after fucking that Q one.
that was 8 correct answers. You have now gained just a little bit more influence with about half of the remaining people above the ones that you gained influence with before. People are really impressed with you guys. Can you get just a couple more correct answers? What can fill a room but takes up no space?
Air.
Laughter.
I like both of your answers. It's not the answer I'm looking for. But I like them enough.
Yes.
So that's 9 correct answers for you.
What was the answer you were looking for, good Jester?
Light. Yes, nice to meet you. Okay. Next one. The more you take, the more you leave behind. What are they?
I'm going to send a message. No.
The more you take, the more you leave behind. What are they?
Chances? Notes?
Almost time. I think you're out of time. What is your answer?
Time.
The more you take, the more you leave behind. The answer is footsteps. Thank you for participating. Good job. A round of applause. This is better than I've ever seen people do at these riddles in the last week. Well done. Yeah, but good job, guys. Yeah, if you had gotten a few more, you would get a strange magic item. But you gained lots of influence with everyone. So as far as I can tell, everyone has used their 3 participation tokens for the banquet. The ball. It's not a banquet. All of a sudden, people bring in tons of food.
Oh, here it is!
For the ball.
Hey!
So
Gathering would have lots of nice food, I would think. Yeah.
So I will sort of tally up your influence points for you after the game, but you did very well.
You were joking about losing all the influence with the croquet lady, right?
Yes. Yes. But be careful what you say. So you didn't talk to House Deran, you didn't talk to House Stuyvesant, and you didn't talk to House Anaranjado. But that's okay. But 2 of those 3 are people that you would have the idea are somewhat against the for the queen. Anaranjado, on the other hand, is potentially neutral. Now, as you are making your way out of the hall, all of a sudden your party is stopped by Elario Anaranjado. Elario Anaranjado says to you,
¿Dónde está?
Elario Anaranjado is chasing you out of the ballroom.
This way, maybe?
And he says to you, I have suffered a great disrespect today. We have come to throw a ball for you to celebrate your victory, and yet you all have ignored me completely. I am insulted. And he takes off his glove and throws it at your feet.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how balls work.
Kind noble, allow us to say a million apologies. We meant no disrespect at all. It was all of us have had quite a time over the last couple of days, and slept well last night.
I have already thrown my glove.
Okay.
You cannot stop this challenge to a duel. And let's find out who he's going to challenge using this dice. Oh, it is Jasper. How dare you try to make me take back my challenge? I am insulted even more deeply. And he draws his rapier and he shouts out for everyone in the room, I challenge this man to a duel by the laws of our country. It is legal, and I challenge you to a duel.
Very well.
Where'd he go?
Oh, over here.
Over here. Hazsom?
Let's use this guy since he looks like
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to make it sound like somebody in the back of the room is like, boo.
Someone leans over to you, Daphne, and says, "Oh, this is very normal. This happens at court all the time. This is the law of the land." And
Do we know this law of the land?
yep, that's what the Children's Rebellion is about. They're rebelling against the fact that in order for anyone to become an adult, they have to participate in a ritualistic duel.
Okay.
This
This is just a duel.
This is a duel between Jasper and Anaranjado, who is orange with rage. So this is how the duel operates, my friends. Listen closely. These are the laws of the land. No friend or family may interfere in any way with this duel, or it is an automatic loss. Use of magic or feats, special attacks, rage, etc., an automatic loss. This is a duel to incapacitation, no yielding, and death is possible. Jasper, nothing on those character sheets will save you.
My rapier.
You've been challenged to a duel, and this is in the style of the 18 and 1900s German academic duels, which, if you do a little Googling, you'll find some interesting stuff. The way that you duel is you stand toe to toe, and neither participant can move while dueling. You stand toe to toe, holding your rapiers, and you attack each other and block until one of you is incapacitated.
Wow.
That's right. You've been challenged to a duel by this very hot-blooded man from Rocinante. Neither of you can move. You stand toe to toe, and you can't do anything except hit. So, roll for initiative.
You didn't want to tell us what happened?
The dice have spoken, my friend.
17.
7. So you'll be going first. You can already taste the sweet taste of victory. Now, this is a bit of a mini game, so it has its rules. Okay, so it's not just a normal fight. Now, this is how it works. You can attack once on your turn with your rapier. You can also use your reaction to roll to block. If I'm trying to hit you and you want to block, you can roll a d4 and subtract it from the from my to hit.
Okay. And I can do that anytime I want. Any reaction.
Mm-hmm.
There's no cost to that. Okay.
And what is your HP again? Remind me.
13. We fully rested.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
And oh, didn't I actually? Let me just see this real quick. I feel like this guy loves dueling. Eladio Anaranjado. All right. There it is. Lucky you. My past self was nicer. And you said your HP
You
was.
all enjoy the food while I attend to this.
Well, everyone in the ball is stopping and watching this as someone is explaining the rules of the dueling to you, that you can't move and you have to do this and that. Eladio is absolutely seething, so you can make a hit and the other person can block. And if you block as a reaction, you roll a d4 and take it away from the other person's to hit.
I see.
Yes. And let's see.
Use those fancy arm movements, Catman.
I hold the dagger by my tail.
Are you using a dagger or a rapier?
Rapier.
Okay.
I could have a tail dagger
Extra,
going, too.
like a scorpion.
So,
Overhead.
Claws, too.
now, one time during the fight, you can enhance your block or you can enhance your ability to hit by rolling a d6, but you can only use it once. So,
And when you say enhance the block, that's the.
so let's say you roll to hit the other guy and you roll a 10.
Yeah.
And you think you're going to miss.
Yeah.
So you can add a d6 to it to try to hit him, but you can only do it once.
It's the same with the block.
And then if the other guy is hitting you and he is and you feel like this is the one, you're going to enhance your block by rolling a d6 to add to the d4 on your block to make it more likely for him to miss you.
And do I get one each or just one?
You get one fancy block and one fancy stab.
Okay.
So you guys are standing toe to toe, and you get to go first. So roll to hit.
14. I'm not going to enhance right now.
Okay, he's gonna roll to block, and he successfully blocks it. You do not hit. He does not hit. And let's see, your AC is 15, so he's rolling to hit you. He hits unless you roll a block.
I think just a block is D4.
It's a D4.
Oh, I thought I had to roll the D20. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a D4 for a block.
Oh, this is going to. What did you tell me what he rolls?
Roll a D4.
Okay. 1. I don't get any modifier. I will use my fancy block, I guess.
So you got a 1 on your block.
Yeah.
So okay, and so you're using your fancy block. So you're rolling a D6 to add to your block.
2. These ways are strange to me.
So you successfully parry his rapier thrust, which would have gone into your body and hurt you.
Yes.
So you're glad you used your one fancy block.
Okay.
Now it's your turn to try to hit him.
5 plus 4 is 9.
You do not hit. Now he's trying to hit you. And he misses. Your turn.
17.
Yes.
Plus 4.
He rolls a block first. So that was 17 total. And he says he's taking it. He's not going to use his fancy block. He's taking it. So roll damage. Roll a d8 plus something.
Yes, Jasper.
All right. And that, do I get my modifier?
You do, yes.
So the plus 4?
Yes.
5 plus 4, 9.
9 damage to Eladio.
Yes.
You jut forward with your rapier and you pierce him right through the gut, seemingly missing his organs because his eyes don't go black and he doesn't fall to the ground. But it pierces him and he cries out, "Ah! Joder, hijo de puta! ¿Qué haces?" And you pull it out of him and like blood spurts, and he looks at you with great determination and forms up again, ready to go for you.
Sir, this is pointless. Nobody intended to insult you. Let's just stop here.
The only thing that's pointless is you. And
Because it's a fencing one, you know.
he rolls to hit you.
15.
And what was your AC again? Okay, so roll the block if you want.
2.
Okay, he misses you. Your turn to hit.
4 plus 4 is. I'm not going to choose any fancy thing. 8.
So you got an 8?
I got an 8.
You miss. He tries to hit you. Do you roll to block?
Yes. 4.
Ooh, nice.
So he misses you. Your turn.
Okay. 21.
Okay, he rolls to block. Okay, that brings it down to 18. Now he's going to do his fancy block. And that brings it down to a 13. And you miss him, but he used his fancy block. Your turn or my turn to hit you. I'm going after you, boy.
You guys
Yeah.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
You can do it, Jasper. I don't know why you're fighting, but it looks like you should win.
He misses you. Your turn.
Kill him.
6 plus 4
Incapacity.
is 10.
You miss him. He goes for you.
Like, this is how the patriarchy hurts everyone.
Do you roll to block?
Yes. 2.
Missed a lot for standing for
11. Well,
It's harder than
their rapiers are pinging and banging off each other. They're parrying and thrusting and parrying and thrusting.
from Liechtenstein. That's how they fight in Liechtenstein.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
Okay, he's gonna roll a fancy hit. He uses his fancy hit, and he throws your parry aside and jabs his rapier into you, doing 4 damage.
Hey, I've had enough of this.
So the rapier like pierces your shoulder, and you start bleeding through your beautiful cat skin.
Oh, I'm angry now.
And Eladio says, "You will not offend me in front of my queen."
You are making a fool of yourself. But I am too. 6.
You miss. Eladio says, "And now you will fall." He rolls again. Oh, it's a natural 20. He's gonna get a crit.
Oh.
He's gonna get a crit. You can't block a natural 20. All right. He's rolling for damage.
Jasper!
He does 8 damage to you, putting you down to 1 hit point. He throws your parry aside again, and he jabs the rapier into your leg, which sends you to your knee. And he screams, "You will not ignore me, the great house Anaranjado, Reyes del Mundo!" Your turn to try to hit him.
Your Grace, I cry out to the prince. Can't we put an end to this? I scream at that.
The prince says, "It's the law of the land."
Okay, 18 plus 4 is 22.
Uh-oh. Roll damage.
Get him.
8 total.
Oh my god. 8 total damage to Eladio. Describe, this is going to take him out, so tell me what happens.
Think about in what way?
Describe what you do to him.
I just I say enough of this nonsense, and I go right into the gut, I guess.
You go right into the gut?
Yeah.
His intestines wrap around your sword like a kraken reaching from the depths to embrace a boat. He slides off of your rapier, falling limply to the floor as his sister Esperanza runs to his side. "My darling Eladio!" she cries out, and a little bit of blood trickles from his mouth.
I guess we've lost influence with them.
They actually really like dueling, so. But Esperanza jumps up. "He looks like he's dying! He's going to die! Will anybody help him?"
Can someone heal this man?
I'll do healing word.
You do healing word?
Yeah. I'll be like, word.
Word.
That's a.
Choose not to without.
Wow.
That is 5 hit points.
Daphne chooses not to help. Eladio coughs. He coughs up some blood, and he wakes up on the ground, and he says, I knew your group had some gumption. I knew you could fight. And thank you for helping me. You have gained influence with the Anaranjados because they highly value dueling prowess. And not only that, but you healed him. Esperanza throws her arms around you, making you a bit uncomfortable as her bosoms press against you.
For me?
The halfling.
No, you!
Yeah.
And then she realizes she's not hugging the guy who healed him, and then she hugs you instead.
She's got blood all over her.
Both of you have been bosomed, uncomfortably bosomed.
Yep, very uncomfortable.
And she says, "Oh, thank you for healing my brother." And he says, "Sí, gracias. Estaba muriendo." And
Right? I can barely talk. Or I'm down to 1 hit point now.
you're down to 1 hit point, yeah.
Berries.
Yes.
I'll
I mean, I can do it. What's that?
I said I'll heal Jasper.
Okay.
I'm not gonna help the other guy, but I'll do cure wounds at. Do I have a? Oh, it's only first level right now. So.
Are we all set? Oh, the spells first level.
Well, but the spell is only first level still. That's not bad. You take what is my? Take 9 hits.
How many more berries would you like? 1.
3, please.
Alright.
As I'm munching on the berries, I invite the, what are they called? This
The
is the-
Anaranjado?
to come see a performance by me sometime.
Oh,
I
yes.
think you'll appreciate the stage combat in some of our history plays.
Anything for you, my friend. We are bonded by blood. And he gives you like a really strong like forearm handshake. Like you're
I reciprocate.
and pats you on the back. Yes, we are bonded by blood. And he lifts his rapier up in front of the whole party and he says, "This is a man! This is a man!"
Kind of do a little flourish.
I'm restraining myself from a joke that sucks. This is a man! Praise this man! He has defeated me in battle, but I will kill anyone who says anything bad about this man! Does anyone dare to say anything bad about Jasper? I will stab you now!
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
No one does. Yeah, that happened. Yep.
That was weird.
Yep. So the party starts to end. People are trickling out. You have some guards that seem to want to escort you back to your rooms for now. Valentis was like, "Why didn't you guys talk to me?" Valentis sort of comes over and like whispers.
He's gonna duel.
Wait, was he even here? I didn't even see.
You ignored
where he
me.
was.
Sorry.
Valentis comes over and sort of whispers to you, great job. I think everyone is really behind you, us, you." And he says, I will meet you in a moment in your rooms. I will meet you there. Let's talk in your rooms. And if you guys don't resist, you are led away from the ball to your rooms.
We're like, I'm trying to grab like some of the food as we're going.
Where we will take a little 5-minute break as we start to wind down our session for the day. I'm just gonna use the restroom and put some regular background music on. The ball has dropped.
That was cool.
Thanks, guys.
And you got a duel in.
Have to.
I was wondering where the hostile encounter would come from.
Yes, I've been testing out that duel all week. I kept trying different.
Almost killed me.
Yeah,
Good
man.
job on the riddles.
Oh,
Yeah,
and you, yes,
Stumping.
the two of us.
Stumped.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah, that was, that worked out.
Yeah.
I didn't know that last one.
I did.
You did?
Ah.
It's quite like footsteps.
Yeah, I know.
Think about Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I just when he said that. And I looked behind. And there was only one pair of footprints.
That was the best early Onion article, I think. Bullshit, Jesus, those are clearly my footprints.
Oh, that's good.
Look, it's just such a little plant.
Oh, it might be Jupiter.
Yeah.
Jupiter's like super bright right now. It's supposed to be like as closest to Earth as it's been in like, I don't know, 30 or 40 years.
I was able to see the moons with just binoculars.
Oh,
You
Jupiter's
can
moon?
see the moons.
I think it's
Wow.
Yeah.
but with our, not here, like with
No,
our,
this
like,
is here.
really?
Yeah, so it was like a couple weeks ago. It was it's like even closer, I
You
guess.
saw just little dots kind of.
Yeah.
Right,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was awesome.
How powerful were the binoculars?
I don't know. Pretty, fairly powerful.
Yeah.
They're big ones. They're
Yeah.
fucking big ass binoculars.
Yeah.
Let's use the technical term.
Yeah, big ass binoculars.
What do you mean? There are no moons around Jupiter. Everything revolves around the Earth.
Yeah, the world's flat, right?
Shit, fuck. Am I gonna get burned at the stake?
yeah.
You go to your rooms. You're in your rooms after the party. You're in a bunch of rooms that connect to a hallway. You may wish to discuss your next move.
Yeah.
Y'all can come in my room if you want.
Yeah, I'll go back in the halfling room with the friendly mouse that he's been hanging out with.
Right, the dirt doesn't bother me. This is fine.
Well,
So that was interesting.
yeah, I for one had a great time.
You didn't get stabbed.
Yeah.
Previous-
Very strange customs in your land.
I think we made a favorable impression, Tony.
I think
You
so
agree?
too.
Yes.
Yes. To compare notes, we got influence, of course, with your swordsman friend. We have House
My brother.
House
Your
Drystan.
blood brother now.
And I think one of you spoke to House Dwyer, and right? Is that right? One of you did.
Yeah, I think that was me, and I
Yeah.
got invited to a
Yes.
party
right.
of nobility.
That's right.
House Mussover is well in hand, although it should be noted that they are interested in occupying the throne themselves.
Why is everybody asking us who we think should be on the throne?
They are trying to suss us out, just like we are trying to suss them out, I imagine.
I think we're heroes.
We learned about the meaning of hero.
yeah.
Who did Drystan say? She just wanted more details, or who did she want to be on the throne? Did she say anything?
She was sort of fishing to see if we'd be down to put her on there, but then we weren't nibbling, so she was like, okay, you know. But I think, you know, but Hans did a very nice job of pivoting to pitching, you know, the prince as being an interim ruler, and that the noble houses might rule as a collective, you know.
So Valentis knocks on the door and pops the door open and says, "Hey, I think that went really well."
I agree.
Yeah. What do you think we should do next?
I would like to find out more about what's going on with the queen.
Is there a way to get down to investigate that?
Yeah, how would we get down there, Atlantis?
The room, the ritual room, or at least some of us could.
Well, the prince saw her doing that in the catacombs below the castle, and the catacombs are basically the place where everyone who's related to the royal family over the past many centuries is buried. It's like an official crypt or mausoleum. So that is something that I could get us access to if we wanted to maybe sneak down there tonight. Or you. I don't know how good I am in dangerous situations based on, you know, what happened on the road, but I could get you all into there if you wanted to go down there tonight and maybe find proof of what the prince saw. I would like some proof.
I I would be very interested in that. Does the rest of the group agree? Going into catacombs where unspeakable evil is contained,
Yeah,
while
where the queen is
being monitored
doing
by
sacrifices and
And learning about history.
yes.
Well,
Is this like breaking the rules for us to do this?
Could we get like an above ground tour?
Are you someone who cares about breaking the rules?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if it sounded like Valentis could get us in without breaking the rules, or no?
well, no, we need to do this clandestinely. Is my opinion, because the prince saw the queen heading down there to kill someone, allegedly. So we're not going to ask the queen for permission to go hunt around in her ritualistic killing place, if that's what it is. I think I will use my influence with the guards to make sure that they don't impede your progress, and you all should slip into the catacombs and try to find some proof of what the queen's doing.
Is there a map of the catacombs?
A map?
Yes.
Not that I know of.
Like a tour guide.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, if you did a lot of research in the castle library, there might be something useful. But I will say this, as far as I recall, and I've only been down there once, because obviously it's a place of rest for the departed souls. It's not the most confusing layout of a place.
Ah, okay. All right. Fair enough.
could we, by chance, have the prince go down there with us so he could show us where, and then maybe if we were caught, he could just say that he was telling us the family history?
Sure.
I mean, since he's the one who went down there and followed her to the place, I would imagine it would be simpler for him to show us where.
Although,
That
do you
was.
think that there are many eyes on the prince?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, it's easy for me to come to talk to you all, but the prince, since he's gotten back, has been under the eye of his mother and hasn't really left her side. The most he was able to say to you at the party was that you had won this beautiful tiara that your halfling friend is wearing here.
Is that, do you know anything about the tiara? Are you feeling any effects from that tiara, Hazsom?
Why would I be feeling effects from the tiara?
I would have to assume it's a magical tiara.
I mean, I can cast a spell in 10 minutes
Yeah.
if we want to figure that out.
I would suggest it, yes.
I think some of us have to use the restroom anyways.
So everyone waits around for 10 minutes, and then he casts Detect Magic on the tiara, and it glows. It is magic.
What school of magic is it?
I don't know.
Alright, well, there you go.
You might have to...
It is
It's magical. The spirits tell me it is magical.
We could perhaps ask around the court since they gave it to you. They could probably tell you.
Maybe.
Valentis, obviously they'd know what they gave him, right?
They...
I mean, maybe we sleep on it and we can figure it out. Just think about it.
I'm not an expert at magic. I'm an expert at war. I'm not an expert at all of the items that the royal family has on offer as prizes for their balls. But I do understand from my time in the wars that he can probably figure out what it does if we give him a little time.
Great.
So it sounds like we have somewhat of a plan. Oh, you were talking about asking the prince, but I'm not sure how we could approach the prince to bring him down there.
I'm just trying to think of what our
Excuses.
excuse is going to be for being down there if and when we get caught in
Do you think the queen is looking more at us now than she would over time that we're here, or like it is now the best time?
I think we need to get to the bottom of this and take some risks, and if something befalls us, we'll have to talk our way out of it. I feel confident we can do that.
Agree. We can charm our way out of it.
Okay.
And Valentis is going to get us past the guards. This may be our best and only chance.
We're inside the
We need
castle.
to
Yeah.
we need to get to the bottom of what the prince has told us and see if it checks out.
But the queen's not going to be there murdering somebody right now, right?
But we maybe see some evidence, some signs. I don't know. We have to go to the scene of the...
I suspect that the monsters that attacked us in that field are connected with the activities of this queen. And I think that there will be similar evidence of some dark magic down there, if the queen is in fact killing. To bring something evil into being, which has,
And Valentis pipes up, and now that we have so much influence among the nobles, if we find this evidence, we could use it in one way or another.
We are setting great wheels into motion, and I've come to understand your perspective on the queen, but I still think it makes sense to make sure that you're right as we start. Start great movements into motion.
The prince, without insulting him, the prince has the impulsiveness of youth. So it would be good to confirm his story with our own eyes.
But are we not being impulsive to go immediately?
We're
cautious, Hedge.
It is our yes. I don't know that when we'll get a chance to be in the castle again.
He got stabbed for no reason.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Now I have a friend for life.
I guess.
While we're inside the castle, I think it's our only shot.
Okay.
Also, I think our how do you call it? Like our star is shooting high right now with everything that just happened.
Valentis, will we have another opportunity to speak to the queen?
I can't predict such things, but I imagine if the queen wants to speak to you, that will be when you speak with the queen.
I think it may be better to fly under the radar, with the queen. I still think she is on high alert.
Yes, and I think she must have some powers of divination.
So, all right. Well, as Dungeon Master, and in the name of time and closing the session and preparing for the next thing, it sounds like the group is on board with this idea of going down to the catacombs to explore.
Yes.
Is that, except for Hazsom thinks it's a bad idea. Hazsom, what do you want to do before that, or instead?
I was just thinking that we could try to find because she's taking people, so we can figure out where these people are coming from and try to figure that out. And then we've met a bunch of people that they want to talk to us, so we could talk to them. But if you all want to go to catacombs, we can just go to catacombs.
We've been invited to croquet.
Yes.
Oh, we have been invited to it.
Croquet, multiple temples, a party.
She's taking people from the dungeons. You know that much.
So maybe exploring that avenue to see what's going
But
on could be a thing.
I guess if it's since Jasper's feeling better, if it's in the middle of the night, linearly we're gonna go immediately in the night. Right now, that's what we're talking
Well, you get out of the brunch ball, so it's like 4 o'clock right now.
Oh.
And Valentis' suggestion is that we wait until night, and then he'll, move the guards, distract the guards, so that you are able to get down to the catacombs and go in there.
That's an excellent plan. What could possibly go
Well,
wrong?
if you're all gonna do that, I'm gonna start sleeping right
Yeah.
now and get my long rest.
That's a great idea, right? You get your long rest.
I used 2 spells.
He did spells.
Do I have something that can... No.
A long rest. So Valentis says that's a wonderful idea. That was you all put forward a lot of effort at that ball, whether you were falling on your face or being stabbed or casting spells. You've been through a lot at that ball. So I think it's a lovely idea if we meet at the stroke of midnight. I will arrange everything for you to leave your rooms at the stroke of midnight, and by that time you will have rested.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Sounds great, except for now whenever I hear gongs, I start shutting out random answers.
Living room.
It's toast.
All right, so we know what we're doing next time. Let's exit the bodies of our characters and enter the bodies of ourselves. And we'll go around the table and say what we liked, if there's anything we wish were different, and what we're looking forward to for the future. Timothy?
Hey, I really liked. I liked all of it. I liked the riddle contest the best, and it was perfectly challenging. And what would I have done differently? I might have been more polite to the Queen's hand, but I could not resist.
It was a really good comeback.
Thank you. It is what
was
Hans
funny.
would have done, and there's a reason that he was kicked out of his noble house, and like he is who he is. So
Yeah.
you have to be faithful to the character.
He's a little Tim-like.
Yes, he's a little bit of a dick. You know, not like anybody else that I could name. Anyway, that's what I got.
Jayk.
And what I'm looking forward to next time is the Catacombs, which I suspect are going to be completely peaceful.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
happens. Uneventful.
Yes, typically in these games, when you enter a subterranean catacomb, it's relaxing, tranquil.
Party with the gelatinous cube.
Yes.
It's great. It's great fun.
Well, anything that might be lurking anywhere is going to be completely in line with the story elements.
Right.
Yeah.
So no random gelatinous cube.
Random you turn around, there's a gelatinous cube in your room.
You were in a gelatinous room.
You just had a duel with a gelatinous cube.
Those random monster charts.
Okay, Laura.
I love the Taylor for president.
Yeah.
Great. A lot of the NPCs were really, really fun tonight. I don't really know that I have anything that I would change. I feel pretty good about how things went. I also liked that nobody remembered that y'all just found out that I had been in jail. So that was great for me. I feel like it's only fair to bring that back up just in case your characters would, do anything with that. I am looking forward to. I love spooky things. That's like where I live. So I'm also very much looking forward to going into creepy catacombs.
And this will be right if it's in 2 weeks. I don't know. That'll be right.
It's pretty close to
Halloween.
that.
It'll be for those of us from Michigan. It'll be Devil's Night.
It will be
Ooh.
Devil's Night.
What's Devil's Night?
I'll tell you.
You stab
It's
devils?
like when it's like the crazy night before. So like, pranks, arson.
Such a
Arson.
Northeast thing. My husband was just talking about this because they have like cabbage night or whatever it's called, but it's only called that in upstate New York. And it's
It's a
the same
plot
thing.
point.
It's like the night that you do all the pranks and stuff.
Yeah. It's a plot point in The Crow, if anyone remembers that.
The Crow.
So anyways.
Julie. What are your answers?
I just really enjoyed like watching everybody else's stuff. It didn't feel like it was my forte for Oona tonight. This is not her scene.
Hey, you did a good job with the battle guy. The battle
Yeah.
Yeah, like I liked talking to that guy. And I was telling Michael, I briefly thought of using my inspiration point to re-roll that fucking face plant, but hearing how the dance battle went on from there, I don't think it would have been any better for her, and I thought it was better to just let her have a humiliating moment. And anything I didn't like, I mean, I really actually, can I just say more things I liked? Is I loved how like layered those mini games were for all of the things, and just how many thresholds there were, and that they weren't like easy. Like, if you win a prize, if you win a prize. So it's like that was really cool. And I'm looking forward to. And I can say more things, but I just loved all the options and all the people and all the stories, and I wish we could talk to everybody.
Just like a real party. There's never enough time to talk to everyone.
Is that like how it is in a real party?
Deeply.
Yeah, and yes, I'm looking forward to spooky catacombs and all the things that await us. and 5 people trying to be stealthy in fucking catacombs. Great.
We may want to stage how we walk through them with somebody up ahead.
Straight through.
All right, David.
I also loved the Taylor character and how quickly she got her clothing ready, and like her to be known forevermore as Taylor Swift. I loved how you constructed this day with there's a lot of NPC role-playing encounters, but then you mixed it up by having these wonderful contests, and like you said, they were layered, they weren't just straightforward. It was really great. A lot of great stuff.
Yay.
And I love the duel. I love that I now have a blood brother. That was some great story.
Those stage fights, people are going to be scared now.
Yeah, you impressed Elario. Anaranjado.
I'm thinking of who is it in the southernmost part of Game of Thrones, House Martell.
Oh yeah,
Dorn.
Yeah, I had that in mind.
Yes. Was that Pedro Pascal that played the one guy?
We got a little too cocky and paid for it.
Good show.
Favorite character in the books. Rip.
Yeah.
And did you say what you were looking forward to?
I too am looking forward to. I don't trust, all we have is as a lawyer, we have one person's hearsay about what he saw.
Unsubstantiated.
Yeah, it's like, I want to get to the bottom of this. And I'm interested to see what happens.
Try to find the clues.
Yeah.
You're going to do Blue's Clues.
Maybe not overthrow the queen. Sure.
Yeah, guys.
I'm fine either way. If it's my turn, I thought everything was fun. Monty Python Taylor was great. I do like how you would start an accent and they're like, I'm not doing that anymore. That was awesome.
This is how you know I quit acting. It's just like I don't care. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. I get it.
Toaster Fairy accent though. We stick with the Toaster Fairy.
Yeah. I like that teamwork was rewarded in a lot of these things. That was really cool. I thought everything was cool. And Catacombs, Dungeon Crawler, monsters fighting. I like fighting, so I don't know. We'll see what this is all about. Maybe we're looking for a raging clue. I don't know. But yeah.
Yay.
With the technical setup and making sure that we could.
Yeah. And the giant map again.
Yeah. Well, that was just my printer and some tape. I didn't have to go to the print shop.
It was good. I don't think you need to.
It's fun with all the little people. We didn't really need a map. We could just imagine it, but I want to see it.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Yeah, it's better. I think it's better when you do that. It's really cool.
I was really happy to share the brunch ball with you. I had it ready for last time, and I've just been chomping at the bit. I've had that map hiding under my couch for 4 weeks, so I've been like, I wanted to see how the hedge maze went, and I tried it out with my wife. We did the riddles. We did the riddles competition. We did a little bit. I can't remember what we tried out. She's also been in the Catacombs, so don't.
So we need a griller, is what you're saying?
Yeah. I was just really happy to share it all with you, and to sometimes talk in funny voices and sometimes just fucking chill and talk. And I'm really grateful you guys are playing this because I have so much fun preparing it during the week. Tweaking monsters, making them balanced for you guys, and it's just fun. So let's just do a quick touch on scheduling, and then we'll where's that camera? Oh, there it is. We'll do a quick touch on schedule. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And thank you David for all the yummy food.
Good night, guys.
Good night, Laura. Good to see you.
Incredible job. Incredible job. Thank you. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, lad. We'll talk to you soon, lad.